Hi everyone, I'm going to go over some basic concepts of programming in Java by showing you how to make a Hello World program in Eclipse. I'm going to use some terminology during this video, and I want to get their definitions out of the way first. These are simplified definitions, and there will probably be some pedantic coders out there who will send me comments about them. But essentially, to declare something means to state the name of the thing, to state that it exists. To define something means to describe what that thing is, or what it does, and to call something means to actually use the thing. To start writing Java code in Eclipse, select Create a Java project. You can also select File, New, File, New, Java project. Then name the project. I'm going to name mine Hello World. This name of the project is essentially the name of the folder where all of your code is going to be saved. You can change where it saves, but I'm going to just leave it at the default location. Hit finish. And I don't want to create a module. Okay. Now that I've created it, I'll see a folder over here in the Package Explorer. And within it, this folder called src. That is the source folder. It's where all of our source code is going to go. This was automatically generated for us when we created the project. Now I want to write some code. I want to stick all of my code in this src folder. So I'm going to right click on it, do new, and what I want to create is a class. For now, you can think of a class as a file that holds executable code on it. It's a bit more complicated than that, but we'll get to that later. You name the class here. I'm going to name it Welcome Class Example. Leave all of this the way it is, but select this first check mark here. You won't select that with every class that you make, but we're going to do it with this one, and I'll explain in just a second when I hit finish. Okay, now you'll see a new file here in the src folder, and it'll automatically open up over here. You can see it says welcome class example.java. It automatically generated some code for us. The first line here is the class declaration line. In Java, a source file can contain at most one public class. And the name of the class, which is here, must match the name of the file containing the class. I'll explain what public means and describe classes a bit better in a future video, but for now, just remember the unofficial definitions of a class is where your code's at, and public means it's open to use. A method contains a collection of instructions that carry out a particular task. Each class contains declarations of methods. This is a method. It's been declared, but doesn't quite have anything in it yet, except for this line here. This is a code comment. Code comments start with these two little slashes. Code comments do not get read by the compiler. They only get read by humans. So they are notes to yourself and anyone else who may read your code. I'm going to delete this because I don't particularly need it. This particular method is called main. You can tell right there, the thing before the parenthesis. This is a very special method. Every Java application contains a class with a main method. Naming the method main tells the compiler which code to read or call first. When I clicked that checkbox earlier when creating the class, I told it to stick this in here. This says, do whatever I write within this method first. So how can you tell what's within this method? Notice the line declaring the class and the line declaring the method both have these open curly brace things at the end. This is where they start. This is where the class starts, and this is where the method starts. The other curly brace at the end is where the method ends. This is where the class ends. You can see when you click on them, it highlights their pair. Because these curly braces are really important to making your code readable, you want to make sure you indent your methods so their curly braces don't get mixed up with the last one on the class. To compile and run your code, you click this little green arrow up here at the top. Doing so now wouldn't really do anything for us because we haven't written any code yet. All we've done is declare a class and declare a main method. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we didn't even do that since this stuff all auto-generated for us. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's write some code. The first program you usually write in any programming language is one that writes "Hello World" somewhere on the screen. Let's do that. The stuff we write will show up down here in the console. It says console there. To print something to the console, so we want to indent this. To print something to the console, we use system, and it starts giving us hints about what it thinks we might want to use, but we're going to use out, and then print ln for line, and then hello world, and a bunch of exclamation points, because why not? Okay, so we've actually written some code that will execute something interesting, so let's hit the play button to run. There we go, hello world. Now if we want to write more, we can just copy this and paste it on the next line. We want to make sure we're indented correctly. I can't type today. And because I love exclamation points. And you want to make sure you save it. If there's a little asterisk up there, that means you haven't saved yet. And play. And that's it. You've written your very first Java program.